Good morning. Hope you're doing really well. Thank you for my returning subscribers, and if you're new here, please do like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. So we're going to see where your energy is. We're still in this new moon energy at the moment, so let's see what is going on for you right now. What is going to happen in your day? Souls. This could be a soul quest kind of day, and when I say soul quest, what I mean is that you may be really observing yourself at the moment, figuring out what your needs are. I've been seeing a lot, especially on Facebook recently, people talking about their spiritual awakening, and I've seen a lot of people scrambling for information, wanting to know everything and more. And this is a message really of like, just stop. If you're going through what we call a spiritual awakening, basically what we mean is that you're bringing things from your subconscious mind into your conscious mind. You know, you are accessing and acknowledging deep-seated things that you're starting to realize or understand. It's almost like walking into a cave with a torch and you're starting to see things that you didn't know were there, or you knew they were there but you weren't ready to deal with them, you weren't ready to look at them. That's basically what we're looking at right now. So as you can see, there's like a mirror and a journal there. So it's like someone here is observing themselves, journaling, writing down. You're like observing yourself as if it's somebody looking at you, you know, like you're seeing yourself outside of your body, that kind of thing. Now, there's pros and cons to this kind of journey on a soul quest, because, you know, you are sitting there accessing the arsehole of the mind pretty much, and in that process we can twist our own melon sometimes. You can come full circle in something, or you can be a bit like, I don't really understand why I'm doing this anymore, I don't really know what I'm doing. And what I call that with my clients is a time to step off the healing train. It's time to take a bit of a break from it and just be in the mundane world. Okay, so for some of you, you may need to hear that this isn't something you have to do right now. You've got to get all the information and you've got to make yourself perfect, a spiritual perfect specimen. You can't be that, because you live in the world. You live in the conscious realm. You live in a space where you need to be part of this world. You can have one foot in the spiritual world and one foot in this world. But when you're in this world, you need to acknowledge that, you know, there's things that you have to do, that you have to get done, you know. Wunyo. So hopefully through what we're talking about here, you're realizing and recognizing you are still moving forward. You're growing on this journey. You're becoming more conscious. You are awakening, but you don't have to run at it like a bull in a china shop. It will happen anyway. Some people go through an awakening without realizing they're going through it. Some people push themselves through it, you know, into it. They've decided, I'm going to awaken myself, you know, but not everybody does. Some people just go through a situation or something happens in their life that causes them pain, and that pain is a catalyst for change that they make in their lives, you know. But it's all leading to you committing to yourself and sacrificing things that you know are no longer healthy for you, or that you've recognized and realized patterns that were never healthy for you, but they were comfortable. So that's where the energy feels like it is with you today. So let's get into the T cards to get more information on the current setting for this energy. Okay, wreath, sorrow over a loss. So this process for you may be difficult because you've experienced a loss. Now, this loss may be the catalyst for why you are soul searching at this time. Or this is part of the reason why you've had some realizations of something that needs to go. But there is feelings about that, you know, there is going to be sorrow about that. You're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. So far, what you've done, it's enough, you know. You're not doing this for anybody else, you're doing it for you. This soul searching is for you. You're on the right path. I mean, there's an arrow and there's an arrow, okay? Now, you can choose any direction you want to go in. You could decide tomorrow, like, I'm done with the spiritual stuff. I don't want to be searching my soul anymore. I'm just going to go do my job and see my friends and do whatever I want to do. But something keeps calling you back, and you started to recognize, actually, just let it go with the flow. Just let yourself go with the flow. You don't have to force anything here. And forcing it only makes it harder. There's a lot to do with happiness here as well. What you're currently aligned with, what you've currently been doing as part of your soul searching, has actually aligned you with a very fortunate energy of harmony and peace. So I would suggest, I feel for some of you that you kind of, it's okay to just stay there for a moment. You don't need to search for anything more. You don't need to keep looking for more and more and more. Allow yourself to integrate what you've learned so far. And then when you're ready for the next level, it will happen. Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. So for many of you, I feel this is a mental journey that you're going on right now rather than a physical journey. Although a physical journey may help you to recognize or realize something. See, when we make a change, when we change where we are, or we change something that we're doing, or the way that we're doing something, it changes our neurological pathways. It creates new ways of thinking, which creates an inspired thought, which can lead then to an inspired action. So the carriage here is kind of suggesting that I do really feel somebody here has had some kind of experience that has become a catalyst for some change in your life. And that change has kind of thrown you into a soul searching episode. And that journey now that you're embarking on, whether physically or mentally, although I feel it is more mentally, just go with the flow with it. Let things unfold as they're meant to unfold in their own time. Okay, you can't force any of this. There was something I saw once, I think it was a program, and they got some people to wake up in the morning and eat their breakfast with their spoon in a different hand, or do something different to what they would normally do in their routine, and then watch them through their day as they were working. And the ones that did things in a different way to what they normally would had better thoughts. They did different things at work than they would normally, and they had some like inspired thoughts which led to inspired actions, which created better outcomes. So that's where your energy is right now, is you've changed something, you've done something, and that has allowed your brain to think differently. And this is like a muscle that you have to keep working on, basically, if that's how you want it to be, because it feels like if you're more aware, and that's what this eye is kind of like you've seen it now, which means you've pulled it from the back of your mind into the front. You pulled it from the subconscious into the conscious. And once it's seen, you can't unsee it. And now it's time to follow your intuition based around that information. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to know what is right for you. You know when you're lying to yourself. You know when you're telling yourself a big lie or a porky. Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. So this catalyst for change has actually opened up a new opportunity for you, a new door. And this feels to me like it's something to do with work. There's something about snakes with that. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's some kind of work in a pet shop or something like that, or something to do with animals is what I'm feeling. But it actually feels like something that's going to take you different places. Okay, feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. Now I feel like this is part of your soul searching, and maybe that's the sorrow over a loss, is you've had a realization of actually what isn't on board with you, what isn't really in your corner, what doesn't have the ability to help you or support you. Okay, but it's saying here, claw, be careful, do not take risks. Now, I feel like this is something that you've perhaps done before in the past, and I'm going to call this self-sabotage. So there may be something that sometimes claws you back from a positive outcome. And this is about you discerning how much you allow something to do that. You know, discernment is about looking at a situation and saying, does this empower me or disempower me? And having the intuition to know, actually, this doesn't empower me in any way, shape or form. Therefore, even though it's difficult, I'm going to step away from it. There's a real need to do that. A real need to do that. What are these? We have older man and casket. Okay, so for some of you, someone is leaving your life. And as this came out with older man, I feel like it could be somebody who's older than you, a male in your life. Now, this doesn't always mean that it's like the end of their physical life. It just means that this person could be leaving your life because you've gone as far as you can go. Do you know what I mean? You can't go any further with this person now. So for some of you, that is what your sorrow is over. That is what that loss is talking about. Now, for some of you, this loss that we're talking about, this person that is leaving your life, again, it forms a catalyst for change. This, I don't know whether this is someone that you actually spent a lot of time with or were happy with, but for some of you, I feel like maybe it wasn't. Maybe this person actually, in their not being in your life, it's created some space for you to work on something, to understand something on a deeper level. So there is, because of that person leaving your life, it is creating the end of a situation. And you know that there's something that you are potentially tempted by that's going to test you. With that awareness, and this is part of your spiritual awakening, okay, this is you understanding and knowing, I know that this is a test. I know that there's a temptation there, and I've been there before. I know what it delivers, and it's not what it makes itself out to be, okay? So again, discernment. You have the opportunity to discern whether something is healthy for you or unhealthy for you. It is a major challenge to overcome. It's something that you're going to have to overcome. What I'm feeling from this is to keep journaling what's going on in here and keep looking within, keep looking at yourself, because, you know, you're the only person that can decide whether this is good for you or not good for you. You can ask a whole panel of people and they will probably give you different opinions because their opinions are based on their experiences of life. So you need to discern this, looking at yourself. What would you suggest to this person if it wasn't you? You know, what would you suggest to you if you weren't you? And look at it that way to discern the situations, that the challenges that need to be overcome. But you are receiving changes, and this is because you're following and being guided by your intuition. You're allowing yourself to see your shadow self. You're allowing yourself to walk into that cave with that torch and go, I see you. I see you. And some of those things you might not be ready to deal with yet, but you're acknowledging them and you're speaking about them. And that is the first step in making a change here, because you want to make a change. That's the difference. Okay, let's get into the tarot then. So this soul searching that you're doing right now, what card represents that? Yeah, you're working on something, but you're allowing other people to help you. You're allowing yourself to be supported. And this feels beautiful. It almost feels like, and it's interesting because it's like it's got amber, red, and then green. So it looks like traffic lights. It's like you're waiting for the green light, but you're not quite ready for the green light yet. And instead of it being stopped, you're not stopping, but you're on amber. You're waiting, you're preparing, and you're getting everything in the right way. But you just need to slow down with that. You don't need to keep trying to gather more and more and more information and overwhelm yourself with it to the point where you're like, I'm done with this. Just go with the flow, you know. Acknowledge and accept the situations that you're in, and when you're in the arena, that is the time to really observe how much you've learned. That's how you're going to know how much you've learned, when you can be around somebody or in a situation and you're like, this actually doesn't affect me anymore. It's not bothering me like it used to bother me. That's when you know you've done the work on it. That's when you know you're ready. You've detached, okay? You've detached. So, the challenge then that's going on for you right now. Where is that challenge? Okay, the challenge is about starting again all the time. There's a fear of starting again, I'm getting from this. Because you know you can and you've been here before, but there's an energy of being sick of heartbreak now, of endings and new beginnings. You're getting a bit sick of that. So it's asking you to sort of like stick with what you've got right now. Okay, that flame, you've lit that flame, it's burning. Don't worry about the past, don't worry about the things that have happened there. Learn from them, understand what they mean to you, and carry yourself now in your life in the way that you want to show up, in the way that you want to be. What do you need to focus on? Okay, so we've got the Page of Cups on here. So focus on, it's okay to be a little bit naive in love. And what you're looking for is that sort of honeymoon period kind of energy. But just watch out, make sure, you know, that you are focusing on what you want in a mature way. Okay, so this is kind of like parenting your inner child or inner teenager, if you like. If around that time of your life you didn't feel parented, this is your time now to say, okay, we know what's good for you and we know what isn't good for you. And it's almost like taking your younger self by the hand and going, okay, I'm going to lead you into what is good for you. We're going to go into this. And there is some magic here in the sense of you've really learned some things. You've really understood some things. But keep your feet on the ground, okay? Try and stay. Don't allow your mind to go off into fairy tale land. Yeah, it's time to make sure you are being real. Clarity, being clear on what it is that you need and you want. You know, so don't muddle your mind with, oh, well, actually, this seems more fun or this seems more exhilarating or exciting. No, what is best for you? What is aligned with your values? What do you need to focus on? I mean, what is your, let's try that again. What is your advice here? The advice is follow the path of unconditional love. What actually brings you unconditional love? You have the opportunity to attract this in. You have the opportunity right now to believe in love in a sense of being unconditional. So that means looking at relationships and things in terms of like, okay, so do I have to chase here all the time? Do I feel adequate? Do I feel like this aligns with my self-worth? And if it doesn't, then it's time to step away. If something in your life does, then you're attracting more of that. And what you're attracting in is this like fertile energy that's going to help you to create something. Now, it doesn't have to be a baby, a physical baby, but it could be. But for some of you, it could be the birthing of an idea, the birthing of some kind of enterprise that you're looking for. But there is something hidden in this. So your advice is to express unconditional love at this time. Because it is actually going to break your heart open to allow more love in. And this is part of your soul searching. This is part of your journey. But you have to be vulnerable with it. Yeah, because you have in the past kind of like maybe held back or, you know, instead of moving towards something that feels like it's nurturing or attracting in positive things, you've actually just kind of like hid yourself away from that or tried not to see it or just tried to protect yourself. So the Eight of Swords, it's an interesting card. Some decks, they have like a woman blindfolded, she's bound up, she's got swords all around her, but she can get out of it. She's not tied to the point where she can't move. She could move if she wanted to, but she's not seeing the way forward. So this is where you need to realise and recognise, what is it that you actually want? And then, how much am I stopping myself from receiving that? And we have that again on the bottom. So there is something here about heartbreak. You're learning to understand what actually is good for you, what is healthy emotion as well. So it's almost like, you know, being upset about something, having some feelings about something. For some of you, I feel that you hide away from that, from allowing yourself to express that. When actually deepening into it, it will bring more of what you're actually asking for into your life. More of this. Creative flow, romance, chivalry, that kind of thing, you know. It's sort of like that fairy tale love that you would like, you know. It's just, there is something that can be discussed here, I feel. Like somebody wants to bring this into your life, somebody wants to give you this, but you may be trying to protect yourself because you don't trust it, you don't know it. And you're holding back emotions, you're holding back the love on that one. So what is your outcome on this? Try that again. What is your... Try that again. Okay. Outcome. What is your outcome here? Your outcome is love. The lovers. Soulmates. Making a choice that's aligned with what you feel is love. Okay. You have this opportunity here and this is your outcome. Something that you're aligning with right now on this soul quest that you're on is actually aligning you with a soulmate. Very interesting. So if you would like to know more about this, if you want to go more into this, into more depth, because this sounds like a very interesting reading, then please do get in touch. My details are down in the description box. And you can just ask 1 or 2 questions as well, which I can respond to those in a lot quicker time. But all the details are down there in the description box. So please do let me know. Please comment if this resonates with you and like this video. Maybe share it with somebody if you feel it resonates with them. And thank you for watching. So have a blessed day.